What's going on, everyone? It's Marsellis back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Baby Doge, just doing a quick little rundown and a technical analysis on Baby Doge. So, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section and let's get straight to it. So, let's talk about Baby Doge here. First thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. So, first things first, with the technical analysis here on Baby Doge, we see that we did get rejected at this resistance. We weren't able to get above this resistance here, which was a critical resistance area for us to get back to 8Z30. But see, now that we got rejected at this 8Z28 area, now we're slowly going back down. And I mentioned this in my previous video, how 8Z23 was, or 8Z22 was actually that support that we're looking for. So it definitely looks like we're still going down to 8Z22. And I also seen, a lot of people inside the comment section talking about how I want Baby Doge to crash and all this other stuff. Like, obviously I don't want Baby Doge to crash. It's just doing these technical analysis, I see what's coming up. I foresee what's happening for the future of Baby Doge. So in the near future, I see us going down to 8Z22 just because I watch the charts 24/7. So it's not that I want Baby Doge to crash. It's just that I don't care if it crashes because I'm gonna buy more if it goes down. And this isn't a crash. A crash is us going below 9Z9. If we go below like 9Z7, 9Z9, that's a crash. If we just go back down to 8Z1, 8Z12, 8Z22, that's a pullback. So this is a natural pullback after a natural pump. So what we're seeing here is that pullback after this huge pump that we had. It was a pretty big pump. We're not going to lose all those gains. I believe that we will drop down to 8Z22. Now, if we drop down to 8Z1, that will be a surprise to me. I don't think we'll drop all the way down to 8Z1, but I do believe we will drop down here to 8Z22. And if we were to hit anywhere like below 8Z22, it'll probably stop around 8Z16. And the reason why I always mention, that area after 8Z22 as 8Z16 for our support is because if you look over here, we had the same as resistance, and our resistance typically becomes our support. So if we go below 8Z22, then what we will end up seeing is 8Z20 first, and that'll be that first support that we're going to be looking at after 8Z22, right? And then after that 8Z20 support after the 8Z22, then we're going to see down here about 8Z18, somewhere around there. So we're going to see these support areas for Baby Doge if we are to continue to go down below 8Z22. But I'm almost sure that we are going to see 8Z22. I'm not 100% sure. I said almost. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice, but I do believe that we will go down to 8Z22. So that's just what I believe personally. You can believe what you want, but this is what I believe personally. And yeah, I do think that we could see 8Z22 pretty soon. So we're going to have to wait for that. And look, if we don't hit 8Z22, then we already know that we got a resistance all the way up here at about 8Z30. So 8Z30 is going to be that resistance if we're not going to continue to go down. Because we already got rejected at 8Z28, right? So if we already got rejected at AAC28, we're going to have a harder time trying to get past it. But if we actually do get past it, then we have 8Z29 up here, and then we have 8Z30 for our resistance areas. So that's pretty much what we're looking at here for Baby Doge, and that's why I continue to follow these charts. A lot of people like to say, hey, you want it to crash, you didn't buy enough, you want it to crash, blah, 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 you didn't buy enough, so you want it to go down so you can get some for yourself, you're selfish, blah, 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 blah. Now, this is how crypto trading works. And actually, crypto trading is very selfish. And if you also want to talk about, selfishness in trading, the stock market is very selfish. Like, why would you want it to go up without you having the proper amount that you want? Why would you want it to go down if you already have the proper amount? So if you're watching this video and you're like, well, I already have 10 trillion. So your best interest is for it to go up. But if you're watching it and you're like, I missed a pump, your best interest is for it to go down. Everybody has different interests. See, the problem with the crypto market here is, like people rallying behind something like, for instance, like we say, Baby Doge Army. We're going to the moon, we're going to the moon, we're going to the moon. The problem is people don't like to look at the technicals. They just look at their feelings. They look at their feelings before they look at what's real. Like, you can't do that. You have to be technical, you have to be logical. You can't go off of feelings inside of crypto. You may feel that you want it to continue to go up, but technically we are primed to go back down a little bit more, but your feelings are clouding your judgment. So you just can't have feelings inside the crypto market. I just see a lot of people in the comments, and it looks like they're a little bit emotional. Some people in the comments are emotional. I know you all probably see those people too. It's very far few in between, But I had to mention this because I had to talk to them directly and like, look, you have to trade a little bit more differently. You can't go too emotionally when you're trading. You have to be, stoic. You have to be logical when you're trading. Now, as we're here in Baby Doge, we aren't necessarily trading. We're not day trading. Like, I'm not getting in Baby Doge to sell when it goes up like 50 to 100%. No, 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 no. I'm getting in Baby Doge when it goes down 50%, and then I'm running it up 1,000% and then staying. It drops down another 500%. I'm getting back in. I'm buying more. It goes up another 1,000. And do what you do. Not selling anything because look, Baby Doge has a 10% buy tax, a 10% sell tax. So we're not trading here. We are holding long term until it hits a specific price. Me personally, that specific price is 6C1. So I'm holding long term until we hit 6C1, and then I'm selling a little bit at 6C1. And then if it pulls back to 7Z1, I'm buying more at 7Z1, and then I'm running that up until we hit to 5Z1. That's my current plan with Baby Doge. So I don't know what your plans are, but personally, that's my plan. So that's why you see me talking about like when it hits 8Z1, I'm gonna buy more. It's not that I'm saying that I want it to go to 8Z1 and that it is going to go to 8Z1. I'm just saying there is a possibility for us to hit 8Z1 compared to the technical analysis. When you do the technical analysis, we have significant support at 8Z1, showing that there's more demand for our supply and demand. And when you look at supply and demand, when there's more demand, but there's little supply circulating, then the price goes up. And that's why we're looking like the green shaded areas are supply and demands of more demand. Red shaded areas, supply and demand of less demand. So when you see us going down here to a more heavy demand area, but there's less supply circulating, it's obviously going to start rising when we hit that area. And we're at a red area to where right now there's a lot of people trying to sell their Baby Doge, but there's not a lot of people buying the Baby Doge. So the price is going to continue to drop because supply and demand. So what we're really looking at here with Baby Doge is the support all the way down to 8C12 because that's when the demand starts to increase for Baby Doge and more so around 8C10. So that's when the demand really starts to increase for Baby Doge. So that's what we're looking at here for the supply and demand here. So definitely watch out for that and pay attention to it. And remember, you always want to trade with logic. And we're not necessarily trading; we're buying for the long term and holding until we get to a specific price. But then you're going to sell eventually. So technically, it's still trading. So you got to look at things technically, and you got to look at it logically. You can't look at things emotionally when you're dealing with finances. You just can't do that. And I just had to mention that. But let's go over Bitcoin now. So over here with Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin is at 23.3K. So that's pretty good. We almost hit the support down here and lots of demand here. And this is what I'm talking about with Baby Doge as well. Like when you get down here to these heavy demand areas, like there's lots of demand here, but then there's less demand here. Why? You're about to see a pullback now because we're getting to a little bit of a less demand area. That's why you're seeing it going back down. If I go over here and take off the indicators, you're going to see that red candlestick is actually forming up, right? But the reason why the candlestick is still green with the indicators is because with the indicators it's showing, yeah, there's going to be a pullback, but it's probably going to go back up immediately. So you might see Bitcoin pull back to like 23.2K, but it's probably going to start pumping again back up here to 23.7K where we got rejected at. So I think Bitcoin is probably going to get back up there to that area. And also, if we look over here at the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin is really planning for another large jump inside of the crypto market. Bitcoin is right here around this high activity area expected, right? And it looks like it's probably about to run up here to about 25.3K, right? And if we look at the time right now, it's like 227, which is February 27th, right? I think by March, like sometime around March, we're probably going to see another large pump in Bitcoin. First, I do believe there is going to be a pullback before we really get into that bull market. Like this is a mini bull market. This is a small bull market, but I don't think it's a 100% a bull market. I think we're still a little bit bearish, and we could still pull back. And that's why I'm saying prepare for 20K Bitcoin. So when it hits 20K, it's probably gonna start like immediately pumping when it hits 20K, right? So we have 20K support, we have 18K support. We have a lot of support around 20K. So it may not even go below 20K. But if it does go below 20K, we got 18.3K, right? So if we have that 18.3K support, and then we have down here 15.6K support to 16K support. We know Bitcoin's probably not going below 15K. But if it does go to 15K or 16K, that's a huge buying opportunity. If it goes to 20K, that's a huge buying opportunity. If it goes to 18K, that's also a big buying opportunity. And that's how we got to look at it here. We can't look at it as like we want it to go all the way down. People are talking about it going down because they want it to crash. They just want to buy more. They're selfish. Blah 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 blah. We can't look at it like that. We have to look at this objectively. We have to look at this logically. There's no feelings allowed when you're trading. You cannot have feelings when you're trading. You got to put the reals over the feels. You cannot have feelings. Let me repeat it again. You cannot have feelings when you're trading. People are like, "Oh, these bears, they just wanted to crash so they could buy more." Like that's a lot of emotion, and you need to get rid of that emotion. I'm being serious here. I'm not playing around. You need to get rid of that emotion because it's not that we want it to go down. It's that we know it's going to go down because we're doing the technical analysis here. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice. It's not going to 100% go down, but there's a large possibility of going down. And what we're doing is going off the possibility of it going down and not the probability of it going up. Yeah, it's probable that Bitcoin could just start pumping right now, but it's also possible that we're going to hit this, that we're going to hit this support first before we go up. So we got to go off that possibility that we hit the support before we pump. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at here with Bitcoin. But anyways, moving on from the Bitcoin and the Baby Doge technical analysis, the next thing we want to look at here is our current prices right now. So we're only down 0.7% in the last 24 hours. That's really not bad. It's almost a sideways movement here. And you can see in the last 7 days, we're only down 12.9%, only down 35% in the last 14 days, and we're still up 99% in the last 30 days. Now, given that we're still up 99%, we do have a little bit more to go back down. So you're going to have to prepare for that. Now, right now, where we're at is 1,704,937 holders inside of Baby Doge. Very, very, very good amount of holders. So shout out to all the Baby Dogecoin holders out there. Big shout out to all of you all. And also over here, you see the most held meme token is none of the less but Baby Doge. So we're above Floki, we're above Rich Quack Hamster, Milo, Lovely, Volt, Inu, Vita, Floki, Mooney, Kiba. We're literally above all these cryptos, and we are the most held token on the Binance Smart Chain. So no one's beaten Baby Doge when it comes to the most held on the Binance Smart Chain. We are originally for the Binance Smart Chain, and we are above everybody else. But anyways, talking about Baby Doge Swap here, though, you can see we're now at $49.93 million in liquidity. Right now, our volume is at the 24-hour volume of 581.48K. Pretty good there. We got 6.1 trillion burned in the last 24 hours, coming out to 16.9K. We have the lifetime Baby Doge burn being over here at 203 quadrillion burn total. And you got the buyback over here at 13.3K inside a total buyback burn. Now, going over here to our burn portal, we've burned 33.8 trillion total inside of Baby Doge. That's important because they're going to multiply that by 5 on the 1st of April. I believe, yeah, it's the 1st of April. They're going to multiply it by 5. So 33.8, 33.8 trillion they're going to burn and then multiply that by 5. So you can also see over here 75 trillion Baby Doge burned through the burn portal or bought through the burn portal. So a lot of people are buying through the burn portal. And if you didn't know, yes, you can buy through the burn portal. You just click buy. You put the amount of BNB if you want. So if I want to put my max BNB, which is only $6, I can buy $6 worth of Baby Doge coming out to 2.2 trillion Baby Doge, right? So I could do that if I really want to, but I'm not going to do that right now because I only have $6 BNB. I always keep a little bit of BNB on hand, so whenever I want to do transactions, I can just do them like that, right? You always got to have some BNB if you're inside of BNB coins. And if you're inside Ethereum coins, you always want to have Ethereum. If you're inside Polygon, you always want to have Polygon, so on and so forth. But moving on from all of this good stuff, though, let's talk about the farms. So here in Baby Doge Farms, we're now at $5.7 million liquidity. Our APR is now at 35%. You can see the Baby Doge earned is now down to 940 million right now, where I'm at right now, because the APR did go down a little bit, $2.58, all that good stuff here. And like I was talking about before in my previous videos, financial freedom in Baby Doge has never been more true than now. 100,000 Baby Doge or $100,000 in Baby Doge will get you $35,000 a year. Let me say that again, a year, a month. If you're just gonna hold it for a month, I mean, $679, or for 7 days, and then for a whole month, $2,900 a month. You could live off of $2,900 a month. You want to do it for 5 years, $177,000 a year, and then when you add another zero, you put that to the million. $1.7 million for 5 years. If you put $1 million into this farm for right now, and you hold it for 5 years, that is $1.7 million in 5 years. And then you have over here $354,000 earned on return on investment. inside of a year if you put $1 million in there now. So yeah, it's probably best interest to probably get back into the baby doge farms or all that. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket though, so definitely make sure that you're diversifying. Maybe you have some on Pancake Swap, you got some on Baby Doge. You're in all these different farms. You got VBS Finance for your crow farms. You got all these different farms all over the place, all these different staking areas and avenues. That's a good way to have passive income spread amongst all these different cryptos. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. But speaking of DeFi and passive income and financial freedom, let's talk about DeFi Llama because it has all the DeFi apps over here on DeFi Llama. And right now, Baby Doge is ranked 121 for DeFi Llama, and we're at $49.9 million total value locked. You can see over here 7.48% in the last 24 or in the last 7 days. We are down 7.48%. We're up 27.26% in the last 30 days. So we're still doing fairly well here on DeFi Llama. But Shiba Swap is going down a little bit as well. So it's not just us. Everything's pretty much kind of going down. We're losing money inside DeFi Swap or DeFi completely. And you can see here on DeFi Llama, the total value locked in all DeFi apps on here is about $49.24 billion. So it's not too bad, but we are losing a little bit of capital here. And let me tell you one thing. If we are to go back to where like we were in 2021, I think that would be like just imagine if we could go back here to the 2018 total value locked on DeFi Llama, like $5,000 being the total. Like it would just run up so big, but obviously that would never happen. But we still had that possibility though to pull back a little bit more. But I think the money is going to start flowing back in here. Like once we start going into the bull market, you're going to see it starting to flow a lot more. You're going to see the APRs increasing as well. But yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you all today. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Don't get offended by the things that I said about the emotional trading. You just don't want to be emotional while trading. That's all. That's why I said that. You don't want to be emotional. Use your logic and don't let your emotions affect your trades. But anyways, this is all I got for you all today. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. As always, I'll be back with another video.